And we're live. And hello. Hey, Jesse. When I said I was a ghost, I was not kidding. Yeah. So I'm resetting the camera again for like the fifth time. I don't know. I was fine for a little bit and then it went back to this. So I don't know if it's because of the light coming in from the side. Hopefully, hopefully you can hear me and hopefully you can see me in a minute. I don't know. I'm like just, it's really kind of weird. I'm refreshing the camera. So hopefully this will work. Um, Otherwise, I'm just going to be like, I'm not this pale. I actually do have a bit of a tan, surprisingly. So I don't know. I'm trying to refresh the camera because there's a button here that just says refresh. Oh, maybe this will work. We'll see. So how is everybody doing this week? Hopefully, hopefully you're doing better than my camera, apparently. Okay. I don't know. Is that slightly better? Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's like it's adjusting back. Okay. Yay. I am here. I do. Oh my gosh. I took this picture today. I was laying on the couch. I just came home from work. It was so hot out. So I put on some shorts. I'm laying down on the couch and I go to take a picture of my glass because I got these cute little new tiki glasses. I don't know if you saw my Instagram last night. And so I was sending a picture to my friend because he has this on Instagram. It's called Blue House Pubs, I think it is. So he does all these fancy drinks at home. And so the other night he showed me this drink and he had like this super fancy tiki glass. And then he had like this metal bamboo looking straw and an umbrella in it and then a skewer with fruit. And I was just like, okay, dude, seriously. So I ended up going to Winners with my daughter, which is like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, that kind of a place. And they have these really cute like outdoor tiki glasses. So they're glass and then they have a little straw and a lid. So I go to take a picture of it and I'm laying on the couch and Dexter is right at the edge of the stairs, right between my feet. So I took a picture. It's super funny, but oh my gosh, my legs are so pasty white. It's just disturbing. Hey, Danny, good luck at softball. Oh my goodness, that sounds absolutely exhausting right now. Hey, Flicker Hill Homestead, welcome in. How are you doing? Did you get your tomatoes up yet? Oh yeah, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Danny. So, yeah, I was up early today. We had to leave the house by 6. We had to drive 2 hours up north into cottage country. So it was a beautiful drive. There was quite a bit of fog too, which was kind of unusual. I mean, it was unusual for me, probably very usual for the area, but, beautiful drive up, you know, got to see some of the countryside, the hillside, and, oh no. Oh, that's too bad. I'm so sorry. I'm not at that stage yet with most of my tomatoes. They're just starting to set fruit, the indeterminate. So I'm a little ways off to have to start worrying about that. But yeah. Hey, David, how are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you tonight. Yeah, so we were up early and we went for a lovely drive. Fortunately, my husband drove. I didn't have to. And then we did the job and then we had to drive the 2 hours home. So, but we're lucky. It was a Thursday and we were not in traffic because oh my God, trying to get through there on a Friday would be absolutely impossible with everyone heading up north to the cottage. What do you guys call it where you're at? I was reading an article in Canada. They call it something different all over the country. So where I grew up on the West Coast, if people had a home, you know, in the mountains or by a lake or a river, it was called the cabin. So you'd go up to the cabin. Here in Ontario, southern part of Ontario, it's called the cottage. What do you guys call it where you're at? There's a few other places. Some people call it the lake. Some people call it the, I can't remember what some of the other ones were. The cabin or camp. Okay. Everyone who's telling me garden looks perfect, so proving me wrong. Yes. Why do you think tomatoes are getting end rot? There are a few reasons why tomatoes can get end rot. Please, anyone else in the comment section wants to jump in on this, you can. One of the main reasons is because they're not getting enough calcium. So what you can do is, you probably don't have to do anything. The reason they're not getting enough calcium can be due to infrequent watering, right? So it's not that there's not calcium in the soil. So a lot of times people go in and amend calcium into the soil. The problem is not necessarily that you're lacking calcium in the soil. It's just that the plant, it can't draw it up properly due to infrequent watering. So if you've had a ton of rain, sometimes that can cause it. If it's very dry, sometimes that can cause it. Another thing is sometimes Sometimes it just happens to the first fruit, the first few fruits on a plant. So you might have a few that do that because the plant's just kind of getting situated, getting itself established, figuring its systems and stuff out, and you do nothing and the rest of them are fine. So sometimes it can just be kind of like, the first pancake never really turns out. So sometimes it can just be as simple as that, especially if it's been, transplanted fairly recently, or you're putting fertilizer, you're putting compost, you're watering it, the weather's all over the place. It's not necessarily, a lack of calcium in the soil, and it's not necessarily anything you're doing wrong either, right? It can just be, it just happens sometimes, right? So don't stress out about it, but just try to make sure, did I forget watering, and then, stuff like that. So just keep an eye on it. Sometimes it just happens every once in a while. Mine got end rot last year, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen this year. Yeah. So just think back, and just try, like, if you're getting a lot of rain, that can sometimes just cause, any of the nutrients to kind of just wash out. Like, it just can't absorb it fast enough. This happens to bell pepper. Oh, that's interesting. This is my first year. No, last year I grew the yellow bell peppers, but I only got like 3 of them off the plant because the plant when I got it was super tiny. So I am growing some red ones this year. So I'm hoping to have a better luck with that this year. So we shall see. I don't remember ever having it on anything except tomatoes personally, but I haven't grown a ton of other things either. But yeah, just make sure, that you're watering as consistently as you can for the tomatoes. You can let it dry out a little bit on top. You don't want to keep them waterlogged. A lot of it just depends too on, if it's in the ground, if it's in containers, if it's in pots, if it's in grow bags, everything, the soil you've used, everything like that. Some things just retain water a lot more than others, right? So. Yay. Oh, hey, welcome in, Frosty Lone Wolf. I'm getting some tomatoes in on my tomato plants. Nice. I'm excited. That's very, very awesome. It's very exciting when you start seeing those first little tomatoes. Yeah. So I was going to show you. Okay, so I have a bunch of pictures. I didn't have time to put them in a Google slide because I was trying to figure out why I was a ghost. But I did download them. So I will just take you over to my recent file. And I will show you how the tomatoes, and I don't have the picture of the tomatoes on here. That's weird. I thought I took the picture of the tomatoes. All right, let's see. I'm going to share my screen. Bum, bum, bum. We're going to go into File Explorer. This one. Here we go. Okay. So, oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. I got to share this one now. Hold on. Bear with me. I hit the wrong button. See, I should have done it on a slide. I wish I'd done it on a slide. It would work better. Okay, so this is... Oh, we'll just go through the pictures that I downloaded today. These are my garden huckleberries. They are getting really big. It's very exciting. This is the first one that has some fruit on it. Right now, they're probably about... they're really tiny. They're about the size of a pea. But this is the fruit, and they're going to turn black, and they'll be really shiny. And then once they go matte is when it is okay to start picking them. Indeterminate, not definitely or precisely determined or fixed, not known in advance, not leading to a definite end or result. Very informative. Oh, they're still regrowing themselves. Interesting. I haven't really had peppers self-seeding too much, but I do get the tomatoes self-seeding. Okay, where's the next? How do I get to the next picture? Seriously, I have to click on each one individually? Oh, and it opens up a new one each time? No, this is not acceptable. I have to be able to switch to the next picture. That's annoying. Really? Okay, so, okay. I need your help. I need your help. What the heck is this? So I asked this on Instagram as well. What is that? It's dark purple. So the plant has a bit of purple on it and on the leaves. So I thought it had to either be my Buena Mulata or my Bolivian rainbow. Those are the only two peppers I planted that I know of that have purple. And then it started growing and it had little fruit on it and they were pointing down. So that means, okay, it can't be Bolivian rainbow because they're pointing down. That means it has to be Buena Mulata. But Buena Mulata, where did it go? Why did it turn off? Buena Mulata are like long and skinny. And these are short and chubby. Like it looks to me exactly like a jalapeno, but it's purple. It's a pepper. You win. Yay! Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Mayfield Ranch. Hi, it's a pepper. You're being snarky. Hey, welcome in, Lori. How are you doing, hedgehogs? Yeah, I don't know. So now I'm thinking it's like a dark purple jalapeno. And I have no idea where I would have gotten a dark purple jalapeno seed. Unless... And I'm trying to remember if the seeds I started for my Buena Mulata were from the package still, or if I saved them last year and somehow it like crossed a jalapeno. No, because the jalapenos were all the way out in the garden. They weren't anywhere near the Buena Mulatas. No, that's not what happened. I don't know. Yeah, it's a biracial jalapeno. It is. It is. It's purple. It's like a purple people eater. Yeah, doesn't it? It does look like it, but there's no way because my Buena Mulata was here right up by the house and the two jalapenos I was growing were all the way out in the garden. Like there's no way. Unless I got it from somebody else, like in my seed swap and it was just a mistake, like in one of the swaps or something. It's just random. I don't know. Hey, Scott, welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, so this is my mystery pepper right now. And right now I think it's a purple jalapeno, but I don't know. We'll have to wait. And then I'm like, how do I know when it's ripe? I don't even know what it is. I don't know what color it's supposed to be. I'm not going to know when it's ripe. So that is going to be super interesting. Sitting right behind it are my purple cherry, my pink, nope, red cherry tomato, peppers from MI Gardener, and these are doing amazing. Like they are chocked full of these peppers. They're all green right now. I don't think they're going to get too much larger than this. I think it's those little red peppers that they like you know, they marinate, they stuff them and then they marinate them and pickle them. Pasilla Bahia. Ooh, I don't know. I didn't have any seeds from that. I did get different seeds from my friend. She gave me the ahi and the I had the ahi and the fandango and a chiroroxo, but those are all much smaller. Those are the tiny plants. This had to have been in my first round. I don't know. Maybe, but honestly, I don't even remember these seeds. Like I only had one or two left of the Buena Mulata, and I think it was from the package from Baker Creek. So yeah, that's really weird. I don't know. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'll probably have my neighbor try it first to see how hot it is. Because she can take it hotter than I can. So I'll be like, here, test it out. And I don't like that I have to like drop this down every time. It's kind of, I don't know why it makes me do that. It's kind of weird. This is very exciting. Hey, Cassandra, Dominic, how are you doing? Welcome in. It's really nice to have you here in the house tonight. These are my new lemon cucumbers. So I had started lemon cucumbers from seed a couple months ago, and I planted it out, and it was doing all right for a while. And then I added in some compost to this planter, and I put a little bit of the compost right around the cucumber and around the tomato, and the tomato's fine, but the cucumber just like died. And my husband had put some of that same compost on some of his things, and he said that he felt like it might have burnt them a bit. So hopefully not, but it's possible. Hey, Nicole, welcome in. Ooh, listening while I eat dinner. What are you having for dinner? Share. We had a mishmash tonight of all kinds of leftovers. So we had leftover, there was sausage and pierogies from last night, and then there was pasta from a couple nights ago that my daughter finished off. And then we'd had Chinese a couple nights before when I did eggplant and like sweet chili sauce with fried rice and some pot stickers. So I had a little bit of everything. I was like, gotta clean out the fridge. There was just a little bit, you know, like 1 or 2 servings of each thing left. So it was a hodgepodge, but it was very good. How many days did it take for your mango seeds to sprout? I heard it can take up to 10 days or more. I don't know, because remember I forgot that they were in there. And the one little one, if you saw the video, the one little one that didn't sprout at all at the end actually looked like it had a little tiny sprout when it started. I think though I checked at around day 4 and I was like, do I see something? I don't know. And then I put them back in the container. Make sure they're in a dark place, but it's a warm place. And then I just completely forgot about them and they got huge. So oops. Hey, Emotion, how are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hello, chat. Mr. Smith made a pot roast. It's pretty good. Oh, he's a keeper. That sounds delicious. Although it sounds hot. It seems hot to be eating hot roast. But I guess it's always hot where you are, so otherwise you'd never get pot roast. Hello there, neighbors. Oh yeah, Nicole, you guys got to go meet up at that farmer's market, and I'll send you there with a shopping list. Hey, Skinner Farms, welcome in. How are you? And the other Nicole, good evening. How are you doing today? Hopefully you guys are getting some of this nice weather that we're getting. Oh, you put one near a windowsill. No, pitch black. Pitch black. It needs to be pitch black until it starts to sprout, and then you can put it in some light, and even then, like not like major direct light. All right, okay. I already checked, and that bird behind you is a lost Florida flamingo. So am I, Jesse. So am I. I need to go back to Florida. I'm so mad that my parents moved. Yeah. So, okay. Yes, the girls were looking especially lovely that day. So yeah, so my lemon cucumbers died, and I was really sad about it because I love cucumbers, but they do not love me. They give me such heartburn that I cannot eat them, but I can eat cucamelons. So I thought maybe if I try lemon cucumbers, I would be able to digest them. If not, I can make pickles out of them because I can eat them once they're pickled. For some reason, my body is totally fine with that. So, oh, and I wanted to show this to Nicole while she's here. It's another shot of her. She sent me some birdhouse gourd seeds. And look at it's made its way up into the tree. So it was, I didn't realize how big it had gotten. It was kind of falling over on the other side and got wrapped around by a stilby. And so then I pulled it off. And so my daughter and I put the stick in it. And I wrapped it here. So this was on Saturday. I wrapped it here with this tendril. Oh no, this one. See how it's kind of, you can tell it's not natural. This is natural. I wrapped it here with this tendril. This was as tall as it was on Saturday. And then it's like, whoop, it's like a foot taller. It's crazy. And it's got all of this growth. It's got like several sticking off of here. And then this one here has actually wrapped itself around the branch. So I'm super excited. I don't know how many I should expect to get off of the one vine, but I'll be happy just to get one. I'm really excited. Yay. I saw Nicole, she's not growing them this year, so you'll have to go watch one of her videos from last year where she had them growing in her garden. And I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cute, especially when they're like babies. They're absolutely adorable. Checking the chat. Yay. Hi, Laura. Thanks, Jesse. Well, it's not near a window, still in direct sunlight, is in shades, I think, with partial sunlight. No, cover it. Cover it with a book, stick it in a drawer. Absolute pitch black. Pitch black. Pansies are kind of like that too. They really like it. They like it dark. Although mine's self-seeded outside and they're fine, but they say they like it or need it really, really dark. So, oh, and then yeah, for all you Dexter lovers, Dexter needed to make an appearance tonight. He was stalking his favorite plant. So this, he loves this planter. He lays here either on this step or on the deck right here next to it so he can smell it. So this planter here has 4 of the Tiny Tim tomatoes, and you can see there's some ripe ones. Every day he gets at least one, sometimes more, and he literally spends like 10 minutes trying to eat it. he rolls it around, he gets it stuck under stuff, he takes it, goes up the hills, chases it down the hill, bats it around, then he finally eats it. And sometimes he loses it or it gets stuck under something and then he barks until we come and get it. So, yeah. You're doing bulgur. I saw that. Okay, so yeah, you got to go check out Nicole. She did a seed unboxing video, and she got these bowl gourds. So it's like you grow the gourd and then it's a bowl and then you can like carve it, and super cool. I've put my my note in for seeds for next year. Just became all very nice. Thanks for adding the links, Jessie. Yeah, put it in a drawer. I put my avocado. Yeah, I think avocado. Don't ask me about avocado seeds. I have tried to grow avocados so many times and they have failed me every single time. And so I had absolutely no faith in this mango thing. And so I thought, I'm just going to do it anyways because we buy, cases of mangoes quite often, and I have them. So I thought, what, I'll try it. So he's hoping the wind will drop a tomato or two. He ain't no dummy. And you know what? It's funny because here, I'll show it again. Like, he can reach these, no problem. But he'll go and sniff, and then he'll look at me. And then he'll sniff, and he'll look at me. And then I'll go and I'll check. So he doesn't even try to get them. Now, Gizmo would go and pick them himself, but he was very, very careful. And he would only pick them when they were super, super ripe. So he would go and sniff a tomato. He would sniff it in the morning. He'd go back a couple hours later and sniff it again. A couple hours later, sniff it again. And he'd wait until it was just like the perfect ripeness for him. And then he would go and pick it. But he would pick it himself very, very gingerly. It was really cute to watch. It was like he knew he didn't want to damage the plant. So what else is sprouting and what else is doing good this week? Oh, I will be doing a garden tour at some point this month, July. This over here, this is my okra. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 okra plants. I gotta get that out there. Yeah, so I've got 5 okra plants. This is a mystery plant here. I think it might be a garden huckleberry. I'm gonna see if it gets a little bit bigger, if it starts to get the flowers on it. If it is, I'll pot it up in the top of the garden. And then over here, just off screen where you can't see, I have, I think, 2 Malabar spinach that finally sprouted. They took like almost 3 weeks. Like, I gave up hope on them. So, yeah. I sprouted avocado. They take forever, but don't give up on them. Oh, like I had one. It was like months and months and months. I had it sticking with the stupid toothpicks in the water and nothing happened. And then I tried one in the baggy method and it molded, and I've tried, so I would like to be able to, maybe I'll try the same way I did the mango and in the baggy method, but with the plastic wrap instead of paper towel. That might work. We shall see. Yeah, everyone else seems to be doing no problem. Oh, thanks. Thank you. It makes it easier to explain. It's easier when I do it into slides, but I didn't have time for that tonight. Hi, good time, Homestead. Yes, welcome in, Jen and Steve. It's nice to see you in here tonight. Hopefully you guys are all having a good week in the garden. Things are really starting to fill in and pop here. It's been really exciting. I have, let me see if I can pull it up now, share screen. So here in the front of the garden, I was like, what are these? Because I had so many plants volunteer this year, and I wasn't sure exactly what everything was going to be. But down here, these are forget-me-nots. And ironically, I forgot about them. Actually, I don't think I grew them last year. I think I grew them the year before. I can't swear to it, but they sprouted and they came up. And then these are the self-seeded yellow calendula. And I'll be honest, I was not a big fan of this color last year. So I was planning on, if any of those self-seeded, I was planning on just kind of cutting the flowers and using them in, I want to use it, I'll dry it and put it in oil and stuff. But I don't know, I'm kind of loving the color of the yellow with the blue forget-me-nots. So this little section that happened by accident it's actually really sweet. I'm happy with it. And then we have my lovely ditch lilies, and my little, I made this little obelisk, teepee thingy out of some of the branches we cut off the tree. I don't know if you can tell, but my morning glory is going whoop, all the way up here. I have some more morning glories in here, cosmos, my straw flowers here. My hibiscus I divided is doing amazing. So that's really exciting. It's doing really, really well. So I'm happy with that. The woman with the funniest personality at Good Times Homestead. Sorry, Jen and Jen. What? Jen and Steve. Jen and Jen. It's Steve. Jen and Steve. Ah. I put mine in a paper towel. Of course, I peeled the skin off. Okay. Yeah. So maybe, you know what? I had mold issues with it. So maybe I will try the plastic thing. Like, it held water. I was kind of surprised it seemed to do as well as it did. So it worked. It worked for me. So if I can do it, anyone can. This here is, I was taken away by the beauty of this little section here. These are ones I actually did plant myself. They have been blooming profusely, and they're totally covering my borage, which I will have to move out of the way. And then I went in and deadheaded after I took the picture. I was like, I should have done that before. But this is the color Calendula I prefer. The softer, like a softer peachy yellow. You know. And then, oh gosh, I love this picture. I was like, it looks like we got to get our kids some braces here. Somebody needs some braces. It's like Randy. Steve and Randy are the imaginary husbands. Thank you. I just, it was a happy accident, let's say. I have a lot of like yellow and orange blooms in my garden this year, and normally I am not a yellow or orange flower person, and it just kind of happened this year, and I actually kind of love it. So yeah, so this was Dex. He was looking, if you can see this in the background, he was licking her Slurpee, the outside of the Slurpee. And so his tongue, I think he had a bit of a brain freeze. I'm not sure, his tongue was got really. See, I had to do this just for Katie because I know she loves Dexter. Dexter says, thank you so much. That's fast. I put them in a dark place like 1 to 2 weeks ago. Okay. I don't know. It's all over the place with seeds. They germinate when they want to germinate. I was talking to a guy today, and we stopped by his house, and we were in the backyard, and we were talking. He's got some flowers and plants growing, and he goes over and he goes, do you know what these are? And I'm like, broccoli? Like, it's a brassica of some kind, right? Broccoli or cabbage or something that's coming up. And he goes, yeah, that's what I thought. It looks like broccoli. He goes, but I didn't plant any this year. I planted some last year, but I didn't plant any this year. I said, well, did they go to seed last year? And he goes, no, I took them out before they did that. And so then I said, well, did you plant them by, like, did you direct sow them, or did you plant, the plants in? And he dropped seed last year. And so I guess it hadn't germinated last year, but it was germinating this year. So he's like, oh, that's what it's from. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, he was just like, what the heck is this? Okay, and now we're going to turn to a slightly more serious topic for a moment. I don't know how, I think it's pretty common all through probably US and Canada. But we are really dealing with it here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this picture a little bit better. Where's the crop? No, that's not going to help. Does anyone know what this is? I lost my screen. I can't see anything right now. Where to go? There we go. Does anyone know what this is? Can anyone identify this plant right here in the middle? There we go. You can see how tall it is. So here's the ground. Like, this is... Oh, here, I got to get this off of here. Exactly. Yep. Okay, so the ground level is here, and then this kind of slopes down towards the pond. So this is very, very tall. Oh, hold on.
No.
Oh no, I dropped the thing off the back. Hold on. The battery compartment came out.
For the last time, no.
Close. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. So poison hemlock looks quite similar to this. I don't think the plant gets as big, but it has yellow blooms. So this one, and I posted a picture, I think, on my Instagram with my daughter, like, standing in front of it. And now that, you know what, I hadn't even noticed this, but I noticed it across back here. I don't know if that's more of the giant hogweed or if that is Queen Anne's lace. It's probably giant hogweed because of how big the flowers are. Queen Anne's lace would look much, much smaller. So I will have to amend that in the letter I put in. So yeah, it's not elderberry. I know it looks very similar to elderberry. We have elderberries here. Sorry, I'm readjusting my seat. We have elderberries here, and it does look similar to it, but it's not. It is a giant hogweed. It is very, very dangerous, very poisonous, caustic plant. It can cause very severe chemical burns. And let me see if I have another picture of it, like up close. It can cause very severe chemical burns, and if you touch your hands to your eyes, it can cause blindness. So there's this big mission here. It's on my Instagram if you want to see close-up thoughts too. Yeah, Nicole's like, I think that's a elderberry. I'm like, no, it does look similar once you say it. Yes, so I reported it to the Brampton City Parks Department, and they gave me a file code or whatever. But there is a giant hogweed mitigation project team here in Ontario that's going through, and so whenever you get whenever someone finds it, you can tag it. There's an app you can use. I think it's called iNaturalist as well. I tried using it, and then the thing crashed on me, and it was annoying. So I just sent the pictures and the location off to the city of Brampton in an email. But yeah, iNaturalist, you can go and you can take a picture of it, and it will geotag it, and then they will come and try to eradicate it. I thought it was elderberry. Oh, yeah, that's happened. Yes, it is huge. So they can get up to 12 feet tall. And the blooms, like the bloom, it's a disc. It's like Queen Anne's lace on steroids, basically. So the flower looks exactly like a Queen Anne's lace, but it can get up to like a meter across. So these ones are about this big. They're probably about 10 to 12 inches across. Yeah. Yeah, so Queen Anne's lace gets about 2 to 3 feet tall, and the blooms are about like, maybe 4 to 5 inches across. And they smell like carrot. It's a wild carrot, Queen Anne's lace wild carrot. Hemlock has yellow flowers. So it looks similar to the hogweed. You know what? Let me find a link. I'll pull it up. It looks similar to because there's, yeah, a lot of people get confused, and then there's wild parsnip. There's hemlock. And then there's angelica. And angelica is a native angelica. They say hemlock stinks, but flowers are white. Okay, you know what? I'm thinking the wild parsnip. I think it's the parsnip. The wild parsnip is yellow. Hemlock could be white. Now I'm getting all confused. But yeah, they are all toxic and will burn you. Queen Anne's lace, however, is not. Queen Anne's lace is great, and it actually works as a really nice filler for bouquets, but it's like a small plant. The rest are all very, very large. I don't know if it's a cucumber or a squash plant. Oh, well, you'll find out soon enough. Hopefully you find out what it is when you go to harvest, so you know. Oh, hey, LP. I'm like answering you, and I didn't even welcome you in. How are you? Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, poison hemlock can get yeah, it does get pretty tall. We have a lot of is it the poison hemlock and or the wild parsnip down by the river that we go to, and it's not really right by where everybody's at, but I'm always like, don't touch any of those plants over there. So let me just type in, yeah, giant hogweed. I was calling it giant hogwarts earlier. Oops. So let me see. Yes, on invasivespecies.com. So, okay. Cow parsnip, and then angelica. So a lot of people are going out and like destroying angelica, a native angelica, which is not toxic, because they think it looks similar. It looks nothing alike. I don't understand why people do that, but you snuck in. I see that. Google is saying hemlock has more ferny foliage compared to hogweed. Yeah. Hogweed has like this very cut leaf foliage. Let me see if I can't get this to increase the picture size. This is showing us. Okay, so here we go. So this is giant hogweed. It has huge, thick stalks. So these are like thick, like bigger than my finger thick. And you can see the leaf on them. It's almost like, it's almost kind of like a tomato-y, the way it's like super cut like that. So that's giant hogweed. And then we have wild parsnip. So this is what I was thinking. This is yellow. It's a smaller plant, but it also causes burns. Then we have Queen Anne's lace, which the blooms, it's hairy. It's a carrot. It looks very similar, but you don't want to get close to this. But you can see how the discs, why people would get them confused. On here, they're not showing you the scale. Like this is like 3 to 4 inches across, and that's enormous. Then there's cow parsnip, which looks very similar as well. But the leaves you can see are a little bit oakier, if that makes sense. And then Angelica looks nothing like the rest of them. Does this look anything like the rest of them? No, it looks like broccoli on a stick. So I don't know why people keep taking out the broccoli on a stick thing. So here, let me go back up to the cow parsnip, which I don't know if we have that here. 10 to 30 centimeters across. Okay, so a hollow base, perennial, native. Yeah, this one's not a problem. These are the problems. The wild parsnip. I wish it showed this isn't a great website. Let's find one that has like a better picture of them in situ. So here we go. Like this shows you. Let's make this larger. Like show this picture. Come on. So I mean, you can see like this lady. Like this is the top of her head. And the plants can get all the way up to here. So they're enormous. Ours are not that tall, but they're babies, right? They are perennials, right? So it can take, they can grow for years and years and years, getting that tall. So let's see if we can find a Queen Anne's lace. Like here, you see, look at how big this is. They're just insanely huge. Ours, no, this is not ours. Ours is taller than that one. This guy's got it like by his house. What? But yeah, it can cause skin burns. Oh, I mean, this is gross. Warning. If you have like, yeah. So it can cause these really gross. No, we're not. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna read any of that. No. Yeah, so it can be very dangerous. So you do want to be very, very careful. So, you know, use your plant app, the plant apps, Google Lens, or, I like Leaf Snap. It's a free one. It does a great job identifying it. But like, yeah, this is the guys go out and they're like hazmat suits. Yeah. All right, back to the chat. Tried something different this time. I see starter kit. I did 1 row for lettuce, spinach, 3rd row for zucchini seeds. Oh, very nice. Good luck. Hopefully you get some success. Anxiety brain had me looking up hemlock. LOL. Now hogweed. Good Lord. Yeah. You're welcome. So I did post this on my Instagram, and I posted it on some of the local boards here locally, being as I found this one patch just down at the end of our street, right by the ponds, on a main walking path. So I just want to make sure people are aware of it. If it's enormous, if you don't know what it is, don't touch it. If you're out foraging for some pretty flowers, use your plant app. 100%. Yeah. Oh, they can be poisonous too. That's a great idea. Yes, label. I've been wondering about telling the difference between their small plants. That is an issue. And so right now, like, it's all in the news. Here, I'll get this. That's disgusting. Like, I don't know what's on the screen. Right now, it's been all in the news because right now is when they're flowering. So, like, we take that path every day. You know, like, we walk that 3 or 4 times a week. And I hadn't noticed them until last week. And because they're flowering. right? It just kind of looked like a big bushy plant, and I wasn't really on the lookout for it. So that is why they're doing like this big mitigation project right now. They're kind of blasting all the social media news. You know, people out, if you're out hiking, if you're out on trails or whatever, take pictures, post it, tag them in it, and they're going to try and eradicate it because they're flowering now. So if they go to seed, that's just going to create a gazillion times more of an issue, right? Yeah. Yeah, and they can get really, really tall. I think Jesse posted like 18 feet, was it? like it's crazy. But those, like, they've had to have been there for quite a while. Hey, y'all. How are you doing? Welcome in. So, yeah, so Queen Anne's lace, the foliage on it, if you're worried about that, the foliage on it, it's a wild carrot. So it's kind of that wispy carrot, asparagus-y looking foliage. Whereas the giant hogweed has that really big, thick, sharp cut leaf foliage on it. My thoughts exactly. Stay away from this stuff. It's nasty. Hey, Hillbilly, welcome in. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Nice to have you in. Yeah, so you know what? Get used to using your plant app. So every time you're out for a walk, try to take pictures. If you don't have data or whatever on it, take pictures when you get home. Check it. Or when you're out, you can check it right then and there. And a lot of the plant apps, especially if you're using one called iNaturalist, it will allow you to just like, you can kind of go into the settings and you can report an invasive species, whatever it is. So there is a comment. I knew I'd seen it, but I'd scrolled. My chat is jumping. Hey, Sheppy, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Hello, everybody. I read if your forage, make sure you know without a doubt. Yes. Yes, because they look very similar and the latter is deadly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, is that just touching it or do you have to like consume it at that point? And I mean, you have to touch it to know, but Queen Anne's lace smells like carrots. Just so you know. We have Queen Anne's lace that grows wild, like back behind, and I will go and I will harvest that sometimes for filler, for bouquets, but they're usually covered in bugs. So be very careful if you are foraging. You got to cut it and dunk it in water because it'll be covered in ants and aphids and whatever, right? So yes, lots of photos, warnings circulating, municipality. Yeah, it's good. And you know, now that it's flowering is the easiest time to identify it, so hopefully they can get out. And I told my husband, I said, you know what, if they don't get here in time and it starts to go to seed, I want to go with this like super long, I'm gonna like suit up and then go with the super long tree trimmer and just like whack it down, at least get the blooms off before they can go to seed. So thank you. I was being my responsible citizen. Honestly, my anxiety can get pretty bad and the minute I heard about poison hemlock, I can't seem to stop thinking I will plant carrots and some hemlock will sneak in and I'll accidentally eat it. I don't think you have to worry about that. And I don't think so. Double check hemlock. I can do that really quick. Let me Google that over here. What does hemlock smell like? I'm a big proponent of sniffing stuff. So people are like, is this mint? Is this basil? Is this this? Is this that? It's like, smell it. Okay, so how? I gotta share the screen. I'm not making this up. Okay, I'm not making this up. This is actually what it says right here. It says, poison hemlock. Oh, it's really blurry on your screen, isn't it? Poison hemlock can be described as, oh no, I lost where it went. Oh, here we go. It often has a bad smell described as like mouse urine or musty. Like, who knows what mouse urine is? Mouse urine. Naturally occurring poisons, most notably conine, are in all parts of the plant. So it is in the family, but I will tell you right now, if you dig up a plant to eat and it smells like mouse pee, don't eat it. All right? That is my public service announcement for today. If you have a plant in the garden that smells like mouse urine, it's not carrots, don't eat it. Yes. Especially if you're oot and about. Yep. Oot and about. Oot and about in Canada. But yeah, that's what happens. Well, what can happen is, I mean, yeah, if you accidentally have hemlock growing in your garden, if you've never had it growing before in your garden, and then you plant carrots, the chances that it's suddenly going to start appearing are not great. I don't know if you have to have an issue, you have to worry about it cross-pollinating. Now, I do know that if you are growing carrots in your garden, and you want to save the seeds from it, if there is Queen Anne's growing in your neighborhood, it can cross-pollinate. And the Queen Anne's, which is wild carrot, is dominant. And so it will turn your carrot seeds into Queen Anne's for the following year. So if you do have a lot of Queen Anne's around, don't bother trying to save your carrot seeds. Just buy new ones the next year. But it will not affect the produce from that year. It's only the seeds from the next year. We have a lot of Queen Anne's and hogweed here. Queen Anne's is flathead. So is the hogweed. The giant hogweed is pretty flat as well. I mean, it just, to me, it looks, the flowers just look like giant Queen Anne's. They say hemlock can cause skin irritation. Yeah. It will poison anyone if any part is eaten. Yes. So the hemlock is less severe and toxic than the hogweed. The hogweed's much stronger. Scary. Hey, Kareen, welcome in. You walked in on mouse urine. Lovely. I don't know. I don't want to know. Don't want to find out. Maybe you could go to your local pet store and they might have some pet mice there. I don't know. I get manure from a farmer in the country. Okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, now you know the sniff test. Maybe that will put your mind at ease. But I'll stop and get some yoga done while listening. Thanks for entertaining my thoughts and again for sharing. Thank you so much. And awesome with the yoga. Do you do your own thing? Do you follow someone on YouTube? I'm a huge fan of Yoga with Adrienne. Love her channel. She's the reason I got into yoga when I did and stayed with it. Not that I've been doing a lot of it lately, but I was really struggling to find, I really wanted to do yoga. My blood pressure kind of started to spike a little bit and I wanted to try and bring it down a natural way. And so I started trying to do yoga and I'm cheap, so I'm not going to go to a yoga studio. So this was kind of before YouTube got super big. I hadn't really thought to look on YouTube too much. I was going to the library and I was checking out different yoga DVDs. So Game and a few of these other, you know, there's a bunch of yoga CDs that people have put out. So I would check out these yoga CDs and do them and whatever. Oh my God. Some of these people were so annoying. Some of them were way too advanced. I was like, where did your leg just go? Like, no. Yeah. And then some of them, they were just so condescending and just, I don't know. I was just really turned off and I was upset because I was like, I really want to like yoga because I know it's good for me. I've always been into stretching. Like I was always, you know, I'm double jointed. I was always stretching a lot as a kid. I've had a lot of back problems. So stretching really helps me. And so I really wanted to love yoga and I just couldn't find the right instruction for it and it was really frustrating me. And then a friend of mine recommended Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube and I fell in love. I fell in love with her and her channel and she just has such a down-to-earth and pleasing manner. She's great and her dog Benji is absolutely adorable. So if you want to try yoga and you've been turned off in the past, check out Yoga with Adrienne. She's awesome. She does new updates fairly regularly and every January she does a 30-day yoga challenge, which is super fun. Swork it. I like the way you swork it. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry you had to see that. Hey, garden highlights and worms, how are you? And I think I saw Big Matt sneak in the background. How are you doing tonight? Hello all, welcome in. Yeah, so enjoy your yoga. I like to do yoga sometimes while listening to lives as well. I love to do it out on the deck. It's been so nice. I've been able to get out there and do it on the deck. That is my all winter long. I dream about my first days that I can go out and just look at the garden and relax and lay on the deck. And then, you know, of course now I have Dexter. So he has to be really, really worn out and have like a bone in order to be out on the deck with me when I do yoga. Welcome in. So where are you hailing us from tonight, Garden Highlights and Worms? I think you're new to the channel. I don't know if I've seen you in the lives before, But welcome in. We are talking giant hogweed and mouse urine, apparently. that was the theme for tonight. No, don't talk to me. I love it. Actually, Dexter, I keep trying to get it on film, but he's so fast. But he does like the best down dog. It is so impressive. It's like now I know where they got the name for this. He does such a great job on that. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I can. I can go on my Instagram because that's where I posted the picture. I keep talking about the fact that I posted it on my Instagram, and then actually be easier, I think, on Facebook. It posts over onto my Facebook as well. So if you're not following me on Facebook, Brampton Gardener. Here, let me see. Bum, bum, bum. So I'm going to add this to stream. Okay, so we're going to click on this. So here's my daughter standing in front of it. So she's standing up on the... Oh, no. Dexter. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to be rubbing that in. Oh, no. She's going to like... She's going to go back and clip that. Ah, you're in Ontario. Oh, awesome. Awesome. We're at, well, you don't have to give away your location. I'm in Brampton, obviously, but welcome into a fellow Ontarian. That is awesome. So yeah, we were talking about giant hogweed because right now this is an issue here in Southern Ontario. So my daughter is standing on the pathway, and then these are probably a good 4 feet down the bank. So you can't see, but right here is the edge of the bank. And like I have a picture, I think, well, she didn't get too close. She was a little nervous about it, but this is what they look like up close. Let me see if I can get that larger. Oh, why is it making it smaller as I'm getting it larger? That doesn't make any sense. Here we go. So you can see here the leaves are very cut, very kind of skinny, choppy leaves, and then the flower discs are very, very large, pancake shape, white discs. And I mean, look how, I mean, this plant's been here for a while. These are like really, really thick stalks on this. It's crazy. My wife is acting up. Oh no. Hey, whatever works sometimes. You got to try, right? No worries. If you disappear, that's fine. Whose live was I in the other night? And it just was gone. Oh, Creekside Maples. I was watching their live, and my Wi-Fi just up and went. I don't know what is going on with it. I think that we have router problems or something. Yeah. So this is the giant hogweed that, you know, just be very, very careful. And then I don't know if you don't follow me on Instagram, you didn't see this, but I found these, and that's, oh my God, why is it so tiny? Here. Where'd it go? Oops. Oops. Sorry. I'm trying to find it. Trying to make it big. These are on my dill. So this is like super, super zoomed in close up. These are about the size of, like, at the time, which was yesterday, like a large, like, long grain rice. And this is the, I'm hoping, the swallowtail butterfly larvae, which should turn into the caterpillar soon. We usually get one or two on our parsley or dill every year. Last year we had one. My daughter named it Kevin. This year there were like 3 or 4 in this little web. I went out today to try and take another picture of it, and I didn't see this one. I just saw these 2 still in it, so I don't know where he went, if he got eaten or if he's chewing around somewhere. So hey, Chuck, how are you doing tonight? Welcome in. I've seen hogweed before, but I didn't know they were so dangerous. Yes. So be very, very careful. And like I was mentioning, if you see it, geotag it, take a picture of it. And the picture should have, why can't I get, oh, I gotta remove this off the screen. The picture should be able to geotag it, but you can go, you either email a picture to report it to your local parks department, or to, it's called the Hogweed Mitigation Project. They're on Instagram and Facebook, and you can report it to them as well. And right now they're really campaigning for it because it's in bloom, so it's easy to spot. Otherwise, it's a lot harder to find, and it grows in with the shrubbery. It's harder to see, right? Hey, welcome in, Marcia. How are you doing this evening? Nice to see you in here. Where are you from? You are also new to the channel. We got a lot of new people lately. Since I hit my 1,000 subscribers recently, I got a lot of new people that have popped in and joining the family. So that's really nice. Yeah, so just be careful. We are talking giant hogweed and wild parsnip? Was that the one we were worried about? No, it was hemlock. So hemlock, which looks like carrots. If you're growing carrots, be careful. If you touch them and they smell like mouse urine, don't eat them. Okay, only eat them if they smell like carrot. And the Queen Anne's lace will smell like carrot as well if you touch it and sniff it, but be careful. How do you know when it's time to harvest dill, and how do you preserve it? Normally I just harvest dill whenever I need it, when I'm cooking. And right now I won't be harvesting very much because I have caterpillars on that plant. I don't know. I think they only, once they go to that one plant that they're born on, that's it. They don't like transfer to another plant. I'm not good at like harvesting it regularly and cutting it and bringing it in and drying it like I should be. I should. I mainly grow the bouquet dill as like floral filler. But this year it looks like some of it's going to be eaten by the caterpillars again. And a lot of them is self-seeded, so they're still pretty small. But you can, one way I like to do, you can dry things. So you could just hang it probably and let it dry out. I do find like dillweed, dried dill is still very, very pungent and flavorful. I do not like the flavor of dried basil. To me, it just doesn't taste like anything. I just don't like it. So what I prefer to do with basil is I will throw it into my little mini food processor with a little bit of olive oil, and then I freeze it in the, I'll either put it into like ice cube trays, or I'll just put it like in a Ziploc bag and kind of push it flat and then fold it in half or quarters. So I have like little chunks of fresh basil. And then that, when you pull it out, it tastes like fresh. So I would probably do that with dill too if you don't like the dried, but I find dried dill I would just hang it up or put it on like if you have a dehydrator or whatever, just put it on there. Really? Really? Yes. Yes, you can eat it if it smells like coyote urine. Okay, there you go. This is your first time growing dill. A lot of mine have gone to seed. So I will be collecting dill seeds. I might just drop some more seeds and let them grow. They smell really nice. I do like to grow them in, I like to use them in flower bouquets. Last year I did a bouquet. It was really pretty. It's in the house, and my daughter's like, she's like, why do the flowers smell like pickles? You were in northern eastern Kansas and east central. Okay. Kansas. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. I actually have never been to Kansas. One of these days I'm going to get through the Midwestern states. I've only been to Missouri. That's it. How can I tell if it's mouse pea versus cat pea, cow pea, or my pea? Okay. All right. You need to slow down. Marvin needs to take the keyboard away. And basically it was in reference to carrots versus hemlock. So if it smells like any kind of pea, don't eat it. If it smells like carrot, you can eat it. There you go. Dill fronds are best before it goes to seed. Yeah, okay. I like to preserve it in butter. Frozen in small spoonfuls, it retains flavor really well. Okay, cool. So I've done olive oil. You do butter. That sounds great. And yes, Karine wants a yellow snow cone. Ooh, no. You are in trouble. Oy, oy, oy. Oy, oy, oy. Hopefully Lashana's not listening. Wow, I did not know the turn tonight's live would take. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. All right, now my page is like all over enormous now that I tried to show you. I'm trying to be educational here and warn people about it. So, and I took a picture of the, I'm gonna have to try and find the picture. Because my tomatoes, I swear, they have grown like, they've grown like a foot since I did the video. And I did that update video. And I think I did that update video on the weekend, like Saturday. Like they've just gone crazy. I did give them like a full dose of fertilizer. I realized that I've been kind of half-assing it on the fertilizer, to be honest. I was using the sprayer, and it just wasn't cutting it. And so then on the weekend, I just went and I used the 5-gallon bucket. I mean, the big watering can. And I just gave them all a big dose of fertilizer, and they seem to love it. So yeah, they're up over the railing. And I don't think in the video, I don't think they were up over the railing. Can you see, like, these two here in the middle? Like, they're up over the railing. 2 or 3 of these are up to here. And in the video, I don't think any of them were at the railing. I'd have to double check. But they're doing really well. Oh, and then these 2 tomatoes. So I picked them off the plant and I brought them in, and I just set them down with the phone on the coffee table really quick. I was talking to my mom on the phone. And Dexter's like trying to get on the phone, trying to get up on the table, trying to get to the tomatoes. I was like, no, you get down from there. Yeah, but you know what? I should try and find, it came up in my memories from last year, how big the tomatoes were at this time. And they were huge. They were way taller and fuller and like taking out part of the walkway. And, but you know what? Last year I was much more diligent on the fertilizing from the get-go. And right at the beginning of the season, we had, like, beginning of June, we had like 3 weeks of like record-breaking heat, and the tomatoes just took off and went crazy. So that's part of it. I mean, we've had it just extremely cool weather this weekend. Okay, I'll tell you something scary. She doesn't drink. Yeah, this is just her. Yeah. 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 Oh, she's with her grandma. I've never loved my mother more. She's making a great babysitter tonight. Nicole's Garden, thank you. Oh, for answering your question. Very good. Funny thing, yes, 100% sober. Please don't give me anything but water. Amen. Not sugar either. I'm going to try to get my mango seeds out of pit by cutting open my mangoes. Oh, well, you have to get them out of the pit. You have to get them out of the pit. Be very, very careful because it's very slippery. They're very slippery and slimy. So when you're trying to, you got to shave that little section off very, very carefully. And then when you try to pop it open like you do shucking an oyster, maybe like use a towel to hold on to the pit so that it doesn't slip and cut yourself, right? Aw, Jesse loves you. Come on. Come on. It's not like Jesse can give you yellow snow anyways, because he doesn't get snow where he's at. So you're safe. You're safe. What do you do when cucumbers are 2 feet tall, no flowers, just leaves? I would fertilize. I would probably cut back. Okay, this is my first. I've not grown a ton of cucumber in my life. If anyone else has any cucumber advice, I would cut back on the nitrogen, which is the first number in a fertilizer. And I would probably try to give it more of the middle number, the P. That's phosphorus, potassium, whatever. The P one, yeah. The one in the middle, because that's what creates roots and blooms. So that helps the plant root and it helps the plant bloom. So if you're going all natural, you can. If you aren't worried about being organic, or they might even have organic blends of it, but you could go and get something that's like super high in the middle number, like a 10-50-210, which is what I have used for years. I don't have any this year, but I've used that for years on like my petunias and flowers, because it just causes things to bloom like crazy. It's also something that people will use as like a transplant fertilizer for new blooms, that 10-50-210, because it just has a crazy high middle number. So give it more P. Yes, back to the P again. No, actually don't give it regular P, because P has nitrogen in it. So no more peeing on your cucumbers if you've been doing that, because that would be too much nitrogen. So nitrogen is what's causing them to grow the green. So find that middle number. Also good for potatoes. Okay, cool. I've never grown potatoes. I have not fertilized at all. Oh my. That's fine. Don't worry. Don't stress. It's just if you have something that has like a high nitrogen on it, like if you've been adding coffee grounds or I don't know, is it bone meal, one of the bone thingies? Some of those have like just naturally are high in nitrogen. So you might want to try to go with something that's higher in the P. And I can't remember if it's phosphorus or because they both start with P and then one's a K on the periodic table. And let me say, hold on, NPK. There we go. Okay, so nitrogen, phosphorus. That's what I thought. Okay, so phosphorus is the middle one. So if you're looking for like a natural, I mean, sometimes if you try to go super natural and add your own stuff and make your own things, sometimes you can unfortunately make things worse. If it's not like a, so let me see, natural phosphorus. Because I know like the lemon, you know, the banana peels have the potassium in it. Okay, actually human urine. I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh, I'm not kidding. It says human urine. It does. I'll prove it. Here, where's the screen? I gotta add this. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's back to the P tonight. Oh my goodness. So, yeah. Dial P for phosphorus from urine. As gross as it sounds. I know it had nitrogen too, but, yeah. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, human urine. That's beautiful. Phosphate rocks. Too much phosphorus is too much of a good thing. So yeah, like I said, be careful. Don't just go. Don't go peeing on them every day. Yeah. Okay, so I know it sounds crazy and gross, but I just lost my chat. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Okay, that makes my chat like totally disappeared. I clicked on the wrong button. Oops, I clicked on apparently private chat and there was nobody there. Blood meal. Yeah, it said blood meal on there too. Bone meal. Okay, that's what it was. Bone meal. All right. Peas phosphorus. Yes, we harvested for it. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's amazing. I can never remember which one is which. Some people make but that would be for the potassium, not the phosphorus, I think. Hey, Indiana Backyard Gardener. How are you? Welcome in. We were talking about peeing on our plants. Awesome. I've never tried. You probably get fruit flies. Okay. I do have a story about the pea. Hold on. I just want to get through the chat. I want to transplant my roses in the fall for a friend. Roses said don't like to be transplanted. You know the best way to move my roses. Very carefully. I know that they do love blood meal, I think it is, or bone meal. One or the other. I would use kind of like a rose transplant fertilizer. I would do it where you at least have 6 weeks before a last frost date and just make sure you water the heck out of it and prune it back. Personally, I have never moved a rose, like I planted a rose bush, but I've never had to transplant a rose bush. And I actually don't have any rose bushes growing in my yard. I've killed them. So, yes, pea for the win. What did I walk in on? It's okay. So you walked in on human pea. And Kareen here walked in on mouse urine. So, Epsom salt is magnesium. Does it have phosphorus as round? Remember up, down, and all around. Nitrogen to grow up, phosphorus for root formation and blooms, potassium for all around plant of the health. Yeah, I know which, I know that part, but I can never remember which is potassium and which is phosphorus. Yes, thank you so much. I'm at like 1,050 now, I think. It's been, 2 weeks? So very exciting. Yay. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed and everyone that has shouted me out and everyone that's been here and actually watched my videos. I really appreciate it. Oh, she did it too. Okay, cool. Well, now we'll all be singing. We're going to have to like get attuned to that. Oh, fish fertilizer. Okay, that's great. Stinky, but great. That smells even worse than the mouse urine. That's so cute. I killed them 2 roses, make me very sad. Thanks, Rochelle. Hi, Nicole. Here's the thing. I grew up on the West Coast and my dad was really into roses and we had all different kinds of like hybrid tea roses. And then I moved to Canada and I'm in zone 5B and we just don't have like a lot of those roses just will not live here. And I hate to admit it, I'm not a huge rose person. I like the flowers. I think roses are beautiful and they smell great, but I think the plants themselves are kind of ugly. I've said it. I'm sorry. So I have such a small backyard that I don't want to put like ugly plants. They look ugly when they're not blooming, right? They're beautiful when they're blooming because of the blooms, but the plants themselves I find are kind of, they're not aesthetically pleasing for me. And so I did have I've had a few different roses in the yard. I had a beautiful climbing rose. I had a really nice kind of, was it Oklahoma, I think it was called? Or St. Jude? Jude the Obscure. Jude the Obscure, or Oklahoma. I can't remember. One of them smelled amazing. It totally died on me. And then I had a pink one for a few years and it died. So I don't know. Oh, cool. Yeah. I think I need around 400 and some. I'm under the 500 mark. I might get 35, 25 or something. The sad thing is I'm starting to lose hours every day now that we're going, because how it rolls around 365 days. So I still need about 400 watch hours. So I'm pretty sure I should hit it by the end of July. So that's my goal. I'm not stressing out about it. I'm thrilled to be here where I'm at. I'm so sorry, Nicole. I'm sorry. It's just that the bushes, and then here they always seem to have some kind of disease, and then they get rust on them, and then they get bugs on them, and then they get the little black dots on them, and they're just thorny sticks. Sorry. I prefer tropical flowers. I prefer tropical plants. I'm very, very sorry. I also don't have any hydrangeas in my yard. I know, it's like, can you even be a gardener and not have roses and hydrangeas? I've had both. They died. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a struggle. Yeah, okay, so urine. Okay, I don't know if you follow, oh my God, what's this guy's name? He's got a channel and he does a ton of videos on propagating. He's on the West Coast I think he's in Oregon or somewhere around there. He, like, his business basically is he propagates hydrangeas and rhododendrons. Rhododendrons, yeah. He propagates rhododendrons. And, oh, what is his name? You guys probably follow him too. I want to say Jack something, but I don't think it is. You've been clutching your pearls a lot tonight. we were chatting on Instagram beforehand, before the live, and she was clutching her pearls then too. I've been shocking tonight. Oh yeah, that was my that was my elevator etiquette discussion we were having. Yeah, so he did this experiment with his zucchini plants. So he planted 4 zucchini plants in the ground, and he went and peed on one of them regularly. That thing was freaking enormous. It was huge. The plant outdid the rest. Like, it was crazy. It was hilarious. You know what? I'm gonna just type in, I think if I just type in, and I can't believe I can't think of his name. I enjoy his channel. He does, it's mainly all about propagating. He has the best explanation for air pruning I have ever seen. He breaks it down. He's got a little diagram. He explains how it works, why it works, how to do it properly. And you can just use like a solo cup or something. You don't have to do anything fancy. I'm like trying to force myself to try and remember his name before I find it on here, but propagating rhododendrons from cuttings. But he does all kinds of different propagating things. Mike Kincaid, there we go. Mike Kincaid. So I'll find the link to his pea video. Yes, the propagating rhododendron guy. Exactly, that's who it is. Yeah, and it's so funny because I was over in I don't know if you know Catherine's Garden and Home. She was doing a video, and good night, Nicole. Have a great night. One Chelsea episode before I fall asleep. No worries. Take care. Thank you so much for coming in. Enjoyed having you in here tonight and all of your tips and help. Yeah, I thought so too, but yeah, it didn't. So here, let me see if I can find the video. Okay, so here, I'll just share it. He's not gonna care. He'll never see this. He's never gonna see this. Okay. How do I get it bigger? There we go. Okay, so let's just skip ahead. Here we go. Oh. I gotta get the volume up. Hold on.
Comments in those 3 videos. But some of the comments I keep getting are just from the doubters over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter how much I post on this channel, it doesn't matter how much I videotape and show the proof, I still keep getting doubters. I will actually show the proof on video and someone will come back and say, you can't do that. So once again, and I know I'm just filming like crazy here, it's summertime, it's the time for that right now, but I'm gonna take you guys out in the garden and show you what I've been up to. Let's go take a look.
Hopefully it doesn't show us too
much. Before I show you
much.
guys what I've been up to out here, I want you to know that life is limitless, man. And there are so many crazy, bizarre things out there in this world that none of us even understand. And some of the things some people have figured out and understand, and some things other people have figured out and understand, and we just got to bring them all together so we all get it. So we all just trust and believe in each other, because the universe is infinite and you can do anything.
All right, enough of this.
Well,
show us your plans.
It's
Show me your plants.
perfect setup. If you like organic gardening and you want to garden organically,
Nothing's more organic than pea.
you should be doing this. You should be whizzing on your plants and dumping your wood ash on them, because it works like a flippin' miracle. You just have to believe it. Let's take a look. Now, before I show you what I've been up to, here I go again, just yanking your chain. These are 2 rows of pumpkins. Look how beautiful they're coming up, by the way. And this is all in that wood chip garden. Love these wood chips, man. I'm more and more thinking I'm just going to do wood chips everywhere. Another tangent. So these are pumpkins, and these are just kind of jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, normal-sized pumpkins. And these are those gigantic pumpkins. We plant them late. They'll probably never reach their full potential, but they're fun for the kids. And we're gonna have a lot of pumpkins. In another month, I told my wife these things are gonna be taking over this garden. It's gonna be trouble, and it's already starting. But you can tell that they're deep green. You can tell they're deep green. They're beautiful. They're very, very green, right? But I wanna show you something. These guys aren't as green as what I've been working on. They're not quite as green. They're deep green, they'll do, but they're not quite as green. You guys ready to see something even better? Here it is. Look at that, guys. Look at that. All you doubters out there, all you people who are having a hard time believing. Now, this is on the edge of the wood chip garden. I got thistles growing up here, man. I've been pulling them all summer. What a mess. I need to do something about these thistles.
Watch out for
It's
the
on edge of
thistles
wood chip garden. It's not even as deep
when whizzing.
as the other wood chips were, and all the manure and all that good stuff, man. But I did the same thing. My wife went out and she bought 2 zucchini plants at the local nursery, and it was the end of the season. We planted these late again. We got everything planted late. We just started really, really late this year again. But she went out, she got to the nursery, and she bought 2 zucchini. But it was late, and the zucchini were on clearance, and they were yellow. The leaves were starting to turn yellow. They weren't looking that good, and I think she got them really... They're 2 different types of plants.
Okay, so this is like his latest one. Kind of, this is a bit of a rant post from him. But yeah, he has a whole series. I'll drop the link to this. I'll just, you know what, I'll drop the link to his channel, and if you want to just type in, you know, peeing on plants or urinating or whatever. Yeah, no, I don't think the whiz was yellow. The plant. So yeah, he had like a series of videos he did where they were started out tiny, and he went out and he's like, I peed on them, let's see what happens, and then like updates on it, right? So that was from like 3 or 4 years ago. So go check it out if you're interested in it. I'm wondering about Dexter's, because I do know that he killed one of the bean plants. in the, oh no, I'm starting to get dark. Hold on, let me turn on the light. Ooh, come on. I don't know why it's not turning. There we go. Yeah, so he peed on, I had the tower garden, and he like lifted his leg and he arched it, and he got the stream right into the little tiny pocket on the edge of that little planter container. And I was like, why does that one bean plant look weird? Like the rest look fine. Why does that one look kind of weird? And then I saw him do that. And then within a couple of days, it was dead. So he was purposely peeing in that little spot. So that might have been a little too much urine. So I'll have to tell Dexter to, you know, spread the love, apparently. Or I'll just send Randy out back, because I'm not doing it. It's way too awkward. And I'm not using a vessel to carry it out. But no, if he wants to go whiz in the garden, then I guess that's fine. But don't pee on your carrots, because then you might not be able to tell if they're carrots or hemlock. Just saying. We're going back to the hemlock, back to the mouse pea. It's all coming back to pee. This is disturbing. Okay, so anyone else have any questions? Anyone else have any questions? Or we got to get a new subject going on. Oh my gosh, Dexter's been a bit of a maniac in the garden. Just, oh my god, the dogs came over. We were puppy sitting on the weekend, and the one dog's tiny and she was okay, but the other dog, the beagle, was kind of a little bit rough on some of the plants, and then went around the gate, and he went around the gate by jumping through my lettuce and bok choy 5-gallon buckets and leaped across them. So they're not doing right. Yeah. What are some of your garden fails this season? Oh, okay. Lack of labeling, I'm going to say right now. Somehow that happened on some of my peppers, mainly my peppers and a few tomatoes. Randomly happened. Then we had a really bad storm come through, and we got all of our plants and everything back into the greenhouse. We were drenched by the time we got in the house. And unfortunately, one of my very large trays of seedlings did not make it into the greenhouse. And so it flooded and they floated around. And that is why a lot of my pepper plants are nameless, because I had the label was taped on the edge of the container, and they were in soil blocks. And they kind of got beaten and moved around. And then when I went, like, it was so full of water, I just went out to dump it, and things just kind of slid. And at the time, I didn't care, because they were water, like they were floating in water. I had to get it off there. And then later, once I set it down and I looked at it, and I realized, now I have absolutely no idea what anything is. So in that tray, I had 4 lemon cucumbers that were doing really well. And, well, 3 were doing really well, and then 1 had just started growing. The 3 that were doing really well snapped. Gone, died, dead. The small one that was just coming up survived. So I was like, okay, well, at least I got 1, planted that into the garden. And then, like I was talking about earlier in the live, I don't know why, but 2 weeks ago, it just up and died. It had not gotten very large, and it just died on me. So I dropped more seeds last week, and they just sprouted a couple days ago. Tuesday. They sprouted on Tuesday because we had a ton of rain. So I'm hoping to see something off of those, the lemon cucumbers. In that storm, I also lost the other birdhouse gourds, so I only have 1 that made it. And I only ended up with 1 watermelon that made it as well. The rest died. But I mean, that's it for me for fails so much, because it's just starting, right? My last frost date, technically I think it's mid-October. But last year we didn't have a frost until almost into November. Like, it was crazy long. Like, my last pepper video, I'll have to see when that is. I can look up on YouTube under my videos. My last pepper video was very late in the season. I'll scroll through because I think Jessie fell asleep. Let me just go through. Boom, 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 boom. My last pepper video. Bum, bum. Oh, there's my chili video. Man, I put out a lot of videos. It was funny. I was talking to the guy we do jobs for today, and I mentioned that I'd had a YouTube channel, and he's like, "Oh, how many videos do you have up?" You know, and I was like, couple hundred, I don't know. And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I got a lot to say." November 7th. Like, that's crazy for, you know, Ontario Zone 5B, November 7th. For here, I'll show you the video. Our peppers. So I'll turn the volume down a little bit on that, but like, this is crazy. So this was my garden. I mean, November 7th is when I uploaded the video, so I probably took it a few days before that. Hey, Michael, welcome in. How are you?
And my canna lily. And
everything is well. How are you doing?
So those all wait until after frost. So I won't be growing them right yet. But yeah, these petunias are done. It's funny how certain plants are just like the
So
petunias.
see, yeah,
This one does fine with the cold. These petunias, the bubblegum, Vista, no, Super Petunia, Vista, bubblegums.
Okay, enough chit chat. So
We'll see if these ripen inside. If not, I will use them as.
And I've never used. Has anyone here ever used pepper leaves?
It's fun while it lasted.
Okay, let me get to the.
Can't get these guys to.
I'm just gonna look at these. Look at all these peppers.
This.
And all my Scotch bonnets. Like, I just still had a crazy amount of peppers at that time last year. Hey, Lydia, welcome in. Oh, wow. Yeah, we finally had a good rain on Tuesday and everything.
This year.
Look at my basket.
So I just did not have time.
Oh, so these are the peppers.
This is my first harvest off of this one. It's been my first and only harvest. So again, I'm getting 4. Well, as my uncle would say, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. So you can stay out here, cobweb. So cut that part away. Oh my gosh, snails! It's like everywhere. Just enough to drive a person crazy.
Yeah, I gotta be better with the snails this year. I got some copper tape that I want to put around. I know it helps with slugs. I don't know if it helps with snails or not.
That baggie, didn't get it. Sorry. These were ones that I got.
So these are all my jalapenos there. So you can see how far out the jalapenos were.
Alright.
So yeah, that was November. So that's crazy for us. And what was really sad was how do I get this off of here? I gotta turn my microphone back around. What was really sad was I had gotten blight on my tomatoes. And so I had to rip them out in, like, I think early September. I just ripped them all out because they were just gross. And it's only time I've ever had blight. Blight is not a common issue here. No one here ever has blight. It was first for a lot of us. And so I just was like, I didn't even know what it was. So I hadn't done anything to prevent it. Because we had just, like, in the middle of summer, we had like 3 weeks of just nonstop rain. It was rainy and gross and humid. And so it just, I had to pull them all out. And then we had such a long, and I had pulled off, I harvested as many, like, green tomatoes as I could. And then we had such a long season into November. And I was so sad because I was like, oh my gosh, I would have been harvesting tomatoes all of this time. Like, so frustrating. So, yeah, definitely need more rain. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's nice to know that people are watching. you go through the time and effort of filming it and everything. So it's nice to know that, people are out there watching it and hopefully finding, some tidbits, some helpful hints now and then. So yeah, that was unfortunate. It seems like in the last several years, like, our seasons go from, normally kind of May, it was like more like early May into, early October. And now it's like it's shifting a bit. And so it's like end of May, but now we're going, and and like I think last year we had a fairly decent Halloween as well. So a lot of times we'll be warm until like the weekend before Halloween. And then it's like right when Halloween hits, it's freezing cold or pouring down rain. That's usually what happens. But we have Thanksgiving here in Canada the second Monday of October. And for the last probably 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm trying to think of my daughter. I mean, we have pictures of her and she's like 2. So we're going back 11 years. So probably for the past 10 or 11 years, we've had a warm Thanksgiving, like where we could like literally go outside and eat. We've had Thanksgiving dinners out on the deck, which is just crazy, and then we've also I've been here where we've had 2 feet of snow in October, so it can go either way, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it just seems to be shifting. So it's not like we're getting a longer season, it's just shifting a bit where it's at. So I don't know. Never have seen that on tomatoes here. Oh yeah. Last year it was just kind of because of that crazy weather. It happened. And so a lot of people were having it. So I am kind of worried this year. I'm going to be keeping, an eye on it. You know what? I'm not 100% sure because I cannot get, accurate first and last frost dates where I'm at. It's very, very frustrating. If I use the apps, like Vessie's or Farmer's Almanac, it has me at my last frost date is May 28th and my first frost date is October 1st. If I go by my zip code. But it's not accurate because what it does is it's putting me at the closest weather station, and the closest weather station to me is in Georgetown. And Georgetown there's like a valley in between, and it's like the Niagara Escarpment goes right through part of that. And so they are much colder than we are. They're like a zone cooler than we are. And so it has Mississauga, which, okay, so it's like, okay, I'll pull up a map. I will pull up a map because it's kind of hard to explain. Okay, so we're just going to go with Google Maps. Google Maps, Brampton. There we go. Okay. So we've gone from peeing on your garden, and now we're having a geography lesson. Okay. So here is, I'll just zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, so here is Southern Ontario. If y'all know where this is at. And it's funny because I never knew how far down Toronto was. So if you look at this map, Toronto is much lower. Like we go straight across here. We are like almost on par with Portland, Maine. So Danny at Wicked Awesome Gardening is down here in Massachusetts, and she's not much farther south than we are here in Canada. So we're very, very farther south. We are actually farther south than Salem, Oregon, which is where I grew up. And Salem, Oregon is on the 45th parallel, and we are farther south than Salem, Oregon here in Toronto, which blew my mind the first time. I just never realized how far down Southern Ontario dips into the US. And so here we are surrounded by, we have Lake Ontario here. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit more. So we have Lake Ontario here, we have Lake Erie here, and we have Lake Huron here. So these lakes give us what is called lake effect snow, and so it throws off our weather. We would be much, much colder here, like they are in, say, parts of Michigan, parts of upstate New York, but for some reason, just the way the wind currents come through, we are actually milder than, like Minneapolis, like Wisconsin and Minnesota, North Dakota. These are much farther north of us. Like Yogi Hollow Farm, she's here in South Dakota. So she's probably, I'm probably farther south than she is. So that's a little something. Oh, that's right. She came up here and played Laser Quest. So she knows where it's at. Okay. So yes, microclimates. Okay, I got to go back to the chat now that I've been looking at the map. Day for harvest to have a big feast. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. How many days? Yeah, so this is the thing, is the microclimates, right? Take care. Have a great night. Thank you so much for popping in. It says yours is May 20th to September 20th. Yeah, like ours isn't too far off on that. That Laser Quest is actually gone now. And it was so loud. Like it was the loudest place ever. What do you need? You're back. Oh, iPad. Oh, my touch phone? Oh, sorry. Sorry, the kid is in. She needs something. Yeah, you're about an hour from Danny. Oh, that's right. You guys met up, right? Yeah. Okay. So then here, oh, that's Detroit. That's not where we want to go. Okay, so here we go. We're coming into Brampton. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So here you can see this is Peel region. So in the US you have counties. In Ontario we have regions. So this is Peel region, which kind of goes up into here into Caledon. It's kind of a square like this. This is Peel region. And then here's like Toronto. Okay, so Brampton and Mississauga are in Peel region. Mississauga's last frost date is April 28th. Toronto's last frost date is May 4th. Okay? Georgetown's last frost date is May 28th. So it's a full month after Mississauga's. Okay? And then Caledon, this anything north of here, it all says May 28th in here. So Brampton is right in this section here. But if I can get, how do I get a topographical map? Let's see if I can grab layers. If you can see the terrain. We went black. Where to go? Nope, that's not helping. Nope, that's traffic. Nope. Satellite? That's not going to really help. Nope. Well, anyways, there's this landmass called the Niagara Escarpment, and it's basically what gives Niagara Falls the falls. So it's that really deep, steep drop of the waterway, and it actually kind of goes all the way up through here. It's like this big kind of like shelf, but you can't really see it on here. Maybe if I typed in Niagara Escarpment, it would help. So see, we're close. So Brampton's here. It's close to Georgetown, but it's also very close to Mississauga. And so it's just like there's no way my last frost date is May 28th. So I did contact the city of Brampton and the Horticultural Society, and they say they go with May 9th for Brampton. But again, it depends on what part of Brampton you're in. If you're up here, it's cooler because you're farther from the lake. It's all over the place. So Brampton also can be zone 5B or 6A. I've seen both of them, right? And so I finally did call and ask them about my last frost date. I never did bother calling and asking about the first frost date. So if I look it up online and I go by like my my postal code, we call postal code, not zip code. If I go by my postal code, it gives me like October 1st or September 28th, I think is like Georgetown's or something. Because this is like the tower that it's closest to. So it's like, I don't really know. And of course, each year it's just, it varies wildly because of the lakes, because of the way we're sitting right beside these huge bodies of water, and the way that the wind currents and everything come through here. I remember reading years and years ago in a book. Okay, it was a Clive Cussler book, so I don't know how accurate it was, but it was talking about how actually that the waters on the Great Lakes are some of the most dangerous waters in the world because they don't have regular currents like in the ocean would in large bodies of water. They're very, very irregular, and so it makes them extremely dangerous. So, yeah, so you're like almost straight, yeah. She came and we sat in my garden chatting for a couple. I remember hearing about it happening, but I don't remember hearing too much about it. I haven't seen the videos. Hello. That's awesome. Your property elevation is up high here at the gardens. The bottom of our land is like 600 feet lower. See, you know what? So it makes so much of a difference. Every bit of it. And then we can get a lot of wind through here. So, anyways, yeah. I don't know. I'll type in Niagara Escarpment. I can't even talk tonight. Or spell. Oh, this could go back. This could go. This could go south fast. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh, it goes through Wisconsin as well. Okay, let's see where this. Hey, welcome in, 12 Stones Ranch. Welcome in. I'm glad you made it here for this part of it, not when we were talking about peeing on your plants. Yeah. So, anyways, here is the red line. Hopefully, you can see this. It was bigger before. Why is it so small now? Can I make it bigger? Oh, I can. Awesome. Okay. So this red line is what is considered the I made it small again. Why do I keep clicking on it? The Niagara Escarpment. So it comes right through here. So this is where like Niagara Falls is, where the big swishy drop happens, and then it continues on right here, and it goes all the way up here, and then all the way down over into Michigan. And so we live right here, okay. And so anything that's like north on this escarpment or higher is like a zone or two colder. They get a ton of snow. It's called the snow belt through here. Especially this section here. It's like the snow belt of Ontario. And so we are kind of protected from that because of that. But it runs like right through part like right by Georgetown. And so it really throws a lot of that off. So it's really hard to know how many days I have and whatever. So back to the question, which was about the lemon cucumbers. I do think they're fairly short. Let me see. They're small too, right? So, I mean, I know a lot of people are already getting fruit off of them. So, usually plant mid to late May or July, you know, whatever. Powdery mildew. Oh no. Slugs, aphids, spider mites. It's not telling me. Well, that was a terrible website to go to. Thanks for absolutely nothing, gardening know-how. Days. Let me see. There we go. Days to maturity on the lemon cucumber. 60 days. It says they're ready to pick 60 days after planting. So I don't know if that means from seed or if that's 60 days from seedling. Now this one says lemon cucumber vines need 60 to 75 days to reach harvestable stage. So I have at least 60 days, I would say, right? Yeah, so that's after transplant usually, right? Okay. So would say at the earliest would be 60 days, and you could probably transplant at what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks lemon cucumbers? I mean, they grew pretty fast. So I probably have, 90 days. We're at the beginning of July, right? So I have all of July, I have all of August, I have all of September, and probably halfway through October. So I've got, and the warmer temperatures. So, oh, and I put one of those little dome thingies that I have on my, the lid of the winter sowing containers that I use, the big water containers. I stuck that on top of the 2 seedlings. So, I'm going to take it off during the day so that it gets enough sun and whatever. And then I'm going to try and remember to put it on at night just to help keep it a little bit warmer, and see if I can't get them to have a little bit of a boost. So, you know, honestly, I'll be happy if I get 2 or 3 cucumbers off that thing. Like, I would be thrilled with that. I just really want to know if it's going to bother me and give me that really bad heartburn or not. That's what I want to know. Because raw cucumber, my husband and my daughter don't really like it. They don't really eat it. I love it, but it kills me. Like, I would just be in agony all night long with just like major heartburn and chest pains. So the cucamelons I'm okay with, and I do have a few of those growing, and they're doing really well. They're getting pretty big. So I'm excited to try the lemon cucumbers because it says they're less acidic, and I don't know. I got this idea for them. And then I saw that Broke Farmer's growing dinosaur cucumbers. Have you seen these things he's got? They're really funky looking. And then what was it? Lion Crest was growing last year are the potato cucumbers, which look like a potato. They're super weird. So I'm wondering if maybe something like that I might be able to handle and not bother me as well, right? So yes. Hey, Crubby the Beagle, welcome in. How are you doing today or tomorrow, actually, where you are today or tomorrow? Thanks for stopping by. How's it going? Yeah, so I'm hoping to see something on that. And my okra are slow. And my Malabar spinach just sprouted. The ones in the grow bag in the garden just sprouted last week. And they just kind of started to come up, and I thought it was more okra, and then they opened up and I was like, oh no, that's Malabar spinach. But I have one that germinated a couple weeks ago in my pot. So it'll be exciting to see them grow and take off and see what they do. I know some people are kind of mixed on the flavor. So, but I'm like totally fine with growing something simply for the beauty of it. So if I don't like the taste of it, I have no problem having it growing just to look at, because I love vines and anything that climbs. And the idea of a spinach that climbs is pretty cool to me because I'm all about vines. It takes forever to get up and going, but then it goes nuts. Okay, good. Good, because it just hasn't been warm, right? It just has not been warm, and somebody, not to mention any names, keeps stepping on them. See, that's the thing. So, I don't really know. I mean, I haven't really eaten a lot of okra. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, but I am pretty much just growing it for the flowers because okra is in the hibiscus family, and the flowers look like little hibiscus flowers, and they're absolutely beautiful. But fortunately, both of my neighbors love okra. So if I don't like it, I will have a place to send it, and I will get to look at the beautiful flowers myself. So I'm excited about that. I'm also growing the Butterfly Pea Vine that I got from Nicole. And are they slow? Like, I don't know if they've really grown much since I planted them. And I have like 4 or 5 of them all around the garden in different, I have some in the containers, some in the ground. None of them are looking, they're not looking hot. So I don't know if it's just like my weather has not been hot enough for them, if they're getting too much water, not enough water. They're just, I don't know. Or if they're just really slow, like the okra and Malabar spinach are. Cucamelon's that way too. Like, cucamelon is so slow to get started, and then it goes bananas and takes over everything. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Is that your new nickname? Thanks. Oh gosh, that's bad. Oh my gosh, I had a funny autocorrect the other day too. What was that? I can't remember. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Oops, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. So, oh, it was funny. My friend, she's not into gardening. She watches some of my videos. She's kind of, I don't know, somehow I managed to get her hooked on Garden Answer last year. So now she's obsessed with Garden Answer. She has to watch all of Laura's videos. So she messages me the other day. She goes, did you see that Laura got some flamingos? And so they're a little different than mine, but Laura at Garden Answer got some flamingos on the weekend. And so she had to send me the picture. And I was laughing, and I was like, oh, she's always copying me. So that was like our joke that Laura keeps copying me with the flamingos. So I had the flamingos first. But it was a really cute story. Her little girl, Samantha Grace, who's like 1.5 years, went into her grandparents' garden center and saw the flamingos there. And she just like squealed with delight and ran up and had to hug them and everything. So of course they had to buy them. So it's a cute little story. Yeah, when I started so late this year, I didn't even bother my cucamelons because they would take so long. It's true, but they don't take long to grow and produce fruit, right? Because they're so tiny. They actually can grow pretty fast, and I actually kind of like them when they're the smaller. I know sometimes people like them when they got bigger. I liked them when they were smaller. They were a little more lemony. Yeah, next year, yes. What are cucamelons? I've never heard. Cucamelons are also known as mouse melons. Back to the mice. Mouse melons, cucamelons, and or Mexican gherkins, I believe. So it is a tiny, tiny little cucumber. It actually looks like a miniature watermelon, and it's about this big. It gets up to about the size of a grape, and it tastes like a cucumber with like that you've squeezed fresh lemon on. To me, that's how it tastes. It's like a lemony cucumber. I think it's absolutely delicious. My daughter didn't really like it, but her friend loved it, and Gizmo loved it. So I have a feeling Dexter's going to love it too. And they vine like crazy. Like they're very, very vigorous. I have them to transplant this weekend. You can come out and have some in 6 weeks to get some. Aw, that's sweet. Mexican sour. I have no space. Oh no. They do. You can grow in a pot. I have one in my hanging basket that's gonna hopefully grow up onto the gazebo. Nope. Arbor. Not my gazebo, onto my gate. Hopefully it's going. Oh, you know what? My loofah, it's blooming. Like I've had a handful of blooms on it, but it's not really growing that much. And it doesn't seem to be too happy. Like I think it's just has not been hot enough for the loofah. So I'm kind of worried that my arbor is going to be naked this year. And that's my favorite feature in my garden, is when the arbor is just absolutely covered in vines. So last year, the year before, I had growing on it, I had loofah, I had jelly melon, I had morning glories, I had cucamelon, and I had tomatoes all on it. And it was just, it looked so lush and full. And so I'm worried about it not, you know. Oh, you mean some fruit, not plants. Oh, I don't know what she means. Honestly, I thought she meant plants too. But okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm much more of a tropical. Wow. Okay. Hello? Is that better? I don't know why the camera, like, there we go. Why it keeps adjusting like that. I was a ghost when I first started the live. I was like totally washed out. Too late to add more morning glory seeds to garden in Canada. It's possible. Hi, Michael. Welcome in. I mean, I have some that are still germinating now, and they'll keep germinating all season long because they are very, very prolific. It depends on which types of morning glory. I find the specialty morning glories, like say the blue, heavenly blue, pink star, some of those, they're a lot more finicky and slower to grow. If it's just like one of the basic common purple and pink morning glories, if you have the seeds, you know, they might not be going until, you know, I mean, these ones aren't going to really be blooming until August anyways for me. So I don't know. If you get a bit of heat and they start growing, I don't think that take too long. You can always pee on them. Maybe I'll go pee on the cucamelons and pee on the morning glories. I did start, it was funny, I had some seeds that I found back in January. And it was, hey, don't worry, Shara. Don't worry, Shirley. Welcome in. You had company. Aw, that's nice. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you had company. Oh, it's so nice to be able to be, you know, around people and hanging out and visiting and all that again. You know, this whole lockdown thing was a mess. And just, especially for an extrovert like me, it was very, very difficult. And now I look like I have a sunburn. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It looks like I'm like totally blushing now or something. I don't know. It's still warm in here, but I don't know. This camera's all over the place. And I paid for this stupid thing too, this app. It did say that it needed to upgrade, and it wanted to upgrade, but it was like right before I was starting my live. And I was like, nope, you can wait. I'll upgrade after. It's whatever. So, yeah. What were we talking about? Peeing on our seeds again? No. Oh, so I found this container of seeds in the garage from, I think they said they expired in 2008, which means I probably bought the seeds in like 2007. And in there was a pack of blue morning glory seeds. And I thought, I started 4 of them because I was like, I don't need any more vines, because my tray, like I had the gourds in there. I had the cucamelons, I had the cucumbers, I had loofah. Like I was like, I can't handle anything else vining in my garden, in my grow room upstairs, right? I was like, I can't handle any more vines. So I did 4 of the blue morning glories just to see. They all 4 sprouted. So I have those in a few different huge different baskets. I find that they are a lot slower to bloom than the just the regular ones that self-seed and come back. And they're not nearly as like a heavy bloomer. But the color is just so stunning. It's so pretty. I love them. I don't know what she's laughing at now. Probably the fact that I'm on fire. And Cassandra is saying hello to lazy days ahead. Jesse's popping in and out. So I'll be wrapping it up soon. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. And I really appreciate everyone that has come in and watched the videos and has supported me through this journey. I'm hoping to hit my 4K at the end of this month. Hopefully, I need around 350. No, 450. 450. I think something like that. Where do you buy your loofah seeds? I originally bought my loofah seeds at a local CD Saturday. Actually, it was CD Saturday, and I bought them from Renee's. I believe they were a package from Renee's Seeds. But then from now on, I save them. So it's way too late to be starting loofah seeds now. They need to be started like in February to get any fruit off of them. If you're near Brampton, I actually have an extra one sitting in a pot somewhere that I don't know what to do with. You are welcome to have it. If not, I can get you some loofah seeds. I still have some saved from last year, but yeah, you would really have to start them in February just to hopefully get any fruit on them. Hey, Homestead in the Hood, how are you doing? How is your avocado? Speaking of growing avocados that we were like an hour or two later, she has like this huge avocado plant in her house that she was growing with a grow light. It was amazing. Yeah, I'll get there. I'm not stressing out. I was kind of stressing, trying to get to my 1,000 and whatever. And then once I hit the 1,000, and I was just like, you know what? It's going to happen. I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm not going to stress out about it. 1 month isn't going to make it or break it. And I don't want to be like, I appreciate people. If you want to go watch a video after, that'd be great. If not, I don't want to be harassing people for watch hours and stuff. If people want to do that, then that's great. I've swapped, a few playlists with some people, but I don't want to stress out too much about it. Yeah, so hit me up for seeds for next year. Let me drop the link. If you are, and the group's pretty quiet right now because no one's like doing seeds right now, but hopefully we'll see a little more action in there in the fall, or when people are growing seeds. So I have if you have Facebook, if you don't have Facebook, don't worry, just send me an email or a message on Instagram or whatever, and I can pop you some loofah seeds. But this is my Facebook group, and it is called YouTube YT Gardeners Seed Swap Group. So basically it's for people that have a YouTube channel or are part of the YouTube family and want to, do seed swaps, right? Like they see my loofah and they're like, oh man, I want the loofah. Or if I actually get some lemon cucumbers, they're going to be like, oh, I want some lemon cucumbers. Or if they want some seeds off of my mystery, possibly purple jalapeno, then we can swap some seeds. So we did do some seed swaps last year. That's why I got some seeds from Nicole in there that I'm growing this year. So anyone, you're welcome to join. There's just a few questions there just so I make sure that I'm not getting I'm leaving the link in the group, right? So then I don't want like bots or spammers or whatever. So yeah. Oh, very exciting. Yeah. So hopefully I'm hoping to host maybe some giveaways in that seed group. Maybe in the fall, or some, kind of, we could do like random swaps if people want, where you put in like 4 or 5 seeds and just send them out randomly. Personally, I prefer to pick, like, show me a list of what you have. I want this, this, and this. I've gotten to the point where I have so many seeds that I don't want just extra seeds that I know I'm not going to grow. I would rather them go to somebody else. So that's where I'm at with that. Was I going to say something else? I can't remember. Watch hours. Oh, I do have some stickers ordered, but it was a special price. It was a special from Sticker Mule. It was 10 stickers for $1. So I will be having a handful of stickers to give away at my when I finally get monetized. I will have a big bash. We'll have a little party on here. We'll play some games. We'll do some fun giveaways. But honestly, I'm kind of even blocking planning it because I feel like I'm going to jinx it. So I'm like, I'm not even really thinking about what I want to do for that until I get closer, until it happens. And then we'll have fun with that. Yeah. So check out the Facebook group. Just, you know, put your channel name or whatever on there. And just remind me. But, you know, as soon as you put in your channel or say I was in your live or whatever like that, I'll add you in. I just don't want like random people coming in and then trying to get, so Homestead in the Hood she just applied, to the group. So I will go, I'll take care of that after. I don't want to actually click on anything wrong. And actually, sometimes I've done that where like I go to hit approve someone and I actually like block them, which I've done that in a few groups. I'm admin in a lot of different groups, especially over on the sewing boards. I don't know why. Most people add me as the as an admin and to serve as a bouncer because especially since I'm not really in the sewing community as much anymore. Like I don't really care about, you know, like I'll be tough. I don't really care about offending people as much, and I don't have to worry about like the competition or whatever. If someone's misbehaving, I will tell them, and I'll just be like, oh, I'll just delete them, and other people will be like, should we delete them? Should we not? I'm like, they're gone. So yeah, I'm the bouncer in some of the groups. So yeah, I don't put up with just enough with nonsense, right? Like just stop. People need to just stop and behave themselves. That's how I feel about it. So I think is that everything? Is that everything? Do we have any more questions? I will be giving you an update on the mangoes, and hopefully we'll be doing a garden tour soon once I feel that things have filled in a bit. I still am seeing way too much dirt in certain sections of the garden. Like around here, I don't know. And it's so dry. It's so dry even when I water it because it's on a hill and it's on a hill and it's clay. And so it's really hard for the water to absorb it. So I do have to water quite frequently and it's frustrating. So I would like to I gotta get some mulch or something on there. I don't know. We'll see. I really like the straw that I had last year or the year before. But like the bags of like garden straw are like $40. So that's not happening. So yeah, I think that's everything. If anyone has any more questions, you can leave them in the chat or in the comment section on the video. And thank you so much to Jesse, our faithful mod father over there, dropping everyone's links and helping out along the channel. If you have any more questions about giant hogweed or hemlock or parsnips or whatever, do your research. Do your own research. Get an app just to be safe. I recommend Leaf Snap. That is the one that I've tried. Every free plant app out there, that one to me has just been the best, most accurate. And that or Google Lens. But Google Lens I find has made a few mistakes, and I know that Leaf Snap has gotten it right. So I recommend Leaf Snap. But I think any of them, I mean, on such a, I mean, it's a pretty easy, diagnosis, what's the word? Identification, I guess, that it should be able to find, hey, who's at Homestead? Welcome in. You're coming in right at the last minute. Have you tasted the American pawpaw? I have 6 poor trees growing in my backyard. I was told they taste like mangoes. I can grow poor pawpaw in Brooklyn, New York, but I can't grow mangoes, so I hope so. I have tasted, I don't know if it was American pawpaw, but I have had, what's it called? Something apple. Something apple? And it's related to pawpaw. And it's... I can't think of the name of... custard apple. Custard apple. I've had custard apple. It was absolutely delicious. Very, very lush and delicious and creamy. But I don't know, like, different... I've been seeing a lot of things for the health benefits of pawpaw. Like for skincare products. We were at the store the other day and I have a ton of skincare stuff there, right? So yeah, she wants to grow everything. Yeah. So you're growing pawpaw, and I think Slava at Kitchen Garden Therapy is growing pawpaw this year as well. So I'll have to see how she does because she's in a similar zone to me. She's a bit warmer. You're similar too, though. You're not too far off, I don't think. Oh, thank you so much, Cassandra. You enjoyed this. This chat was all over the place tonight. We talked about poisonous plants. We talked about peeing on our plants. Oh, my goodness. So thank you so much for following along and going with the flow. Oh, Yes, I just said going with the flow. Oh, Lord. Yeah. 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 Yeah, if you don't follow Slava, Kitchen Garden Therapy, she's probably on my channel. Like, she'll comment on a video. You can find her there, or Jessie will probably drop her link shortly. Yeah, I think she's growing pawpaw as well. And she's in Chicago. So she's in a similar cool climate. Yeah. You guys like that? Go with the flow? I'm going to tell my cucumbers that. You just got to go with the flow. I got to get Dexter to aim back there because the cucumbers are at the back of the garden bed. So far he hasn't killed any of those yet. So okay, I think that's it, right? Is Bland's live, or Bland's live? They hit their 1,000. I saw I think it was yesterday or this morning that I saw that they hit their 1K. So that's awesome. Good for them. They probably are close on their hours, right? Because they've been doing lives. You know, they do lives weekly. Whereas I was just doing them every other week for quite a while. Unfortunately, I really should have been doing weekly. If you're trying to get your watch hours, do weekly. Don't do what I did. Don't be me. Go pee on your plants. I'm probably going to pop in and say hi to Bland's, see if I can get Eric to blush. That's usually my goal every week when I pop in over there. And then I'll go to bed because I was up very, very early. So thank you again so much, everybody. I love you all, and I'll see you next week and in my next video whenever that happens. Thanks again. Bye.